Sometimes, a single moment of kindness can change a life forever. And sometimes, it can change too. This story begins on an ordinary Thursday evening, inside a fancy ballroom filled with silk dresses, glittering chandeliers, and people who seemed to have everything, except time to notice the quiet man pushing a mop in the corner. No one knew that this janitor, a tired single dad named Mark, was about to become the center of a miracle. And no one, especially not the billionaire hosting the event, had any idea what was about to unfold when a little girl struggled to take her first steps. Before we jump into the story, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment about a moment of kindness you've witnessed. It helps more people find these stories. Welcome to Kindness Diaries, where every story reminds us that kindness still matters. Mark wasn't supposed to be at the charity gala that night. He was usually cleaning the elementary school where he worked full-time. But the event organizers needed extra hands, and Mark needed the extra money. Being a single dad wasn't easy, and every shift helped him support his daughter, Lily. Lily had been born prematurely and spent the first months of her life in the hospital. Even now, at 8 years old, her legs were weak, and she wore braces to help her walk. But Mark never once let her believe she was broken. He told her she was strong. He told her she was brave. He told her that her steps, no matter how small, were miracles. He brought her with him to the gala because he had no babysitter, and Lily didn't mind. She loved watching the people, the lights, and especially the music. She sat quietly near the stage while Mark worked in the background. Across the room, the host of the night, a well-known billionaire named Evelyn Hart, stood greeting guests. She was elegant, poised, and used to controlling every moment of her life. Her world was built on certainty, on success, on perfection. But that world shifted when she spotted Lily, small, hopeful, and sitting softly alone in her chair. Most people didn't notice Lily because she was quiet. But Evelyn did. Something in the child's eyes reminded her of her own childhood, before the pressure of wealth and expectations. The music swelled, laughter filled the room, and the couples began to dance. Lily watched them, her eyes bright, her fingers tapping with longing. Mark noticed. He always noticed. He knelt beside her and asked quietly, "Do you want to try standing? Just for a minute?" Lily nodded, unsure but excited. Mark gently lifted her from her wheelchair. She placed her braces on the floor, gripping his hands. She wobbled, but Mark stayed steady. His voice stayed warm. "You've got this, sweetheart. One step at a time." A few guests turned to look. Some smiled politely. Others whispered, surprised to see a janitor and a disabled child in the middle of a luxury ballroom. But Mark didn't care. And Lily didn't hear them. Because in that moment, she took her first step, then another, then another. The room slowly quieted. Conversations paused. Forks froze halfway to mouths. Eyes widened as the little girl moved across the floor, her braces clicking softly against the tiles. Mark held her hands, guiding her gently as if the whole world was made only of her courage. Lily laughed, a bright, trembling sound filled with victory. And right behind her, Evelyn Hart stood frozen, her eyes filling with tears. No one knew that Evelyn had once been a struggling single mother too. Few knew that her own daughter, long grown now, had fought through her own disability. But beneath the diamonds and the designer dress was a woman who remembered fear, exhaustion, and the desperate wish for just one person, any person, to show kindness. As Lily walked, the crowd slowly began to clap. Soft at first, then louder, until the entire ballroom cheered. Mark lifted his head, overwhelmed. He hadn't done it for applause. He had done it because he believed in his daughter. Because kindness, to him, wasn't a show, it was the only way he knew how to live. When Lily reached the middle of the dance floor, Evelyn stepped forward, tears streaming down her face. "May I?" she whispered. Mark looked confused. "Ma'am." Evelyn knelt beside Lily and brushed a stray hair from the girl's face. "You're incredible," she said softly. "And so is your father." The crowd watched as Evelyn took Lily's small hand in hers. Then she turned to Mark. "I want to help," she said, her voice trembling with sincerity. "Your daughter deserves every chance to grow strong. And you deserve support too." Mark shook his head instinctively. "We don't want charity." "This isn't charity," she interrupted. "This is gratitude. Your kindness tonight reminded me of what truly matters." Let me do something good, because of you. Over the next months, Evelyn paid for advanced physical therapy, mobility equipment, and even transportation so Mark didn't have to push Lily's wheelchair all the way to appointments. She didn't just write checks, she showed up. She became a friend, a supporter, a steady hand reaching out where the world had once been cold. And Lily, she walked, she ran, she danced, not because of money, but because of kindness, kindness from a father who never gave up, and kindness from a stranger whose heart remembered what it felt like to need help. The gala guests never forgot that night either. Many said it changed the way they looked at people, the janitor sweeping the floor, the quiet child in the corner, the single parent doing their best. They began leaving bigger tips, offering rides, giving more generously. A ripple of kindness spread outward, all because one man believed in one little girl. In a world that often celebrates wealth, fame, and perfection, this story reminds us of a simple truth. Kindness is the only thing that makes us truly rich. So wherever you are today, remember, your gentle word, your helping hand, your moment of patience might be the miracle someone is waiting for. Kindness doesn't need a stage or an audience. It only needs a heart willing to give. And when kindness is shared, it always comes back stronger.